Christ. Oh, please. Please, dear God, let me sleep. Just for 5 minutes. Oh, God. The light. What the hell is this? Loony Poony?
That's right, we're back again for Loony Poony on Sin Nation. I am Jacob.
And I'm Aiden.
Welcome back to another glorious show. We've got some exciting stuff. We got a bit of news about, of course, Hillary Clinton. But not the news you were expecting, I don't think.
No, naked statues.
But we'll more on that later. We've also got a nice little controversial talk on porn, good or bad. I think I'm looking forward to that one.
You decide.
Well, I think we can decide that for you. Oh, you can make your own decision.
Let's shoot on. Keep pushing forwards onto our news story. I've got actually a recent one. A recent thing that popped out last few days.
Ooh, I like
Hillary
that.
Clinton.
Actual news. New news.
Actual, yes. And it's of a political... It's got a slight political taste to it.
Oh, I see.
A hint of it, yes. And it's Naked Hillary, as I've titled it on this wonderful page of mine. And it came out on the 19th, this last Wednesday. In Manhattan, a statue of Hillary Clinton was erected, pun intended, her naked. She was wearing
nothing.
Underwear on the lower regions of her body.
I see.
But she was pictured being suckled by the head of a banker outside of the Bowling Green subway station in Lower Manhattan, where the statue stood for 2 hours.
Wait, was that part of the statue, or just some banker came up and was like, I gotta get me some of that?
Yeah, no, it was part of the statue.
Okay,
although
that's
that, ooh,
well, hey, art's a weird realm.
art reflects life? Question mark?
So,
So,
seems pretty controversial, of course.
yes, and surprisingly, it's actually not the people who did the Trump statue. I think their name was Inverse or something. I don't remember.
For those who aren't aware, there was a naked Donald Trump statue erected a couple of months ago.
Several of them. It was
across America.
a plethora of naked Trumps.
Yeah, that's what we needed in our lives.
Ooh, we all didn't know it. So, during its life cycle, a woman working in a building nearby took to the statue, beating it and sitting on it, and declaring it as offensive and crude. An interesting contrast to the reaction to the Trump statues, because everybody kind of laughed at those.
Well, because let's face it, naked Trump is funny.
Well, he had no balls. That was the funny bit.
Yeah.
That really...
What do you mean had?
Zing! So,
There's my political views.
we get in deep on the political discussion here at Loony Poony. So, and it's actually, this one's really interesting because, I mean, the woman took to it and I think her name was Nancy. Nancy took to the statue, sat on it, and refused to have it be stood up again in the 2 hour of its life cycle. And it really... They tried to actually then contact the Daily Beast, with which this article was published on, tried to contact the supposed artist, a one Anthony Scioli, a very New York name, if I may say so myself.
I would definitely agree with that.
He, surprisingly, he kind of didn't endorse it, and his mother answered the phone and she said, please stop calling us. But in a statement to the Daily Beast, he said... I cannot confirm nor deny being this particular artist of interest. I will, however, say how much I appreciate the exposure this piece is garnering. It is a firm personal belief that satire brings us closer to the root of the truth of issues, and I find it rather unfortunate that in these divisive times, rather than spur a healthy, more light-hearted debate, it only seems to have led to more strife. Then he led on to say... maybe your artist will come forward and tell their side, maybe they will not. Maybe it's not any one individual, but rather a movement, a collective, an idea. So basically, it was me, but guys, come on, it might not be me. Let's really spark some conversation here.
It was me, but considering the way some people are taking it, it totally was not me.
He kind of took a philosophical standpoint on it, which just made him seem pretentious and that it was him.
You mean like an artist?
Actually, yeah.
I shouldn't say that. My girlfriend will literally kill me when I get home.
Well, being one myself, a self-proclaimed artist, yes, I bought a typewriter and I went, God damn, I'm pretentious. I love it. Oh, and a pipe. I'm going to throw the pipe in there as well.
That's right. I got a record player. That's the closest I got.
I got a record player too.
Oh, that's not where this conversation was going.
No, it wasn't.
I find it interesting that we can anything. Like, it just sparks this whole reverse feminism debate, I think. It's like,
yeah, for a few
you can
people.
do anything you want, in this case, to Donald Trump, but when you do the exact same thing to his direct opponent, who happens to be a woman,
a few people...
it's literally a violent outrage.
Yeah, a few people take it the wrong way. A lot of people have just gone, guys, this is... I mean, I'm with them on this. I feel kind of dirty that our political... campaigning's gotten to the point where we post naked statues of the heads of these two major parties in the street.
Well, it's just a shame that they are the two heads of the... Like, they're the two candidates that America have, and therefore the free world have.
Yeah, and that's what and we're kind of taking them naked to the streets. I feel kind of dirty about that. Although it does make the 4-year-old in me laugh.
Well, you know, as long as that's being tickled, you're fine, I guess. I love a good power ballad.
Oh.
Especially double entendre ones.
Oh, yeah. We were discussing in the break that life should be one big power ballad.
Yeah. And just filled with double entendres. Like,
but
that's my life.
My life is double entendres. Just piled. Ask anyone who knows me. It's disgusting.
It's not a good place. Okay. Let's get right to the root of the show. Like, this is our main thing for today.
The good, the bad, and the poony.
Porn.
And ography.
And ography.
Yes.
Okay, it is quite... I think it's a very taboo sort of topic. I know why. But
let's not beat around the bush here, pun intended.
Yeah, oh god.
That was off the cuff. Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
That's a double pun right there.
I'm actually really happy with myself right
beating
now.
and bush. Wow. But let's face it, there are very two clear-cut sides when it comes to everything to do with porn.
Well, let's face the growing problem and really unzip it at its root and let it flop out and examine it at the forefront of this problem as we'll start at the tip and work our way down.
You're really taking a hard line with these puns, aren't you?
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
That was good, because that was in response, but that was also... I'm so sorry.
Those are the sounds he makes while watching porn.
That was the sound of thousands of voices being extremely disappointed. Well, tens of voices being very disappointed.
Multiple voices.
Our own voices.
Several voices. So let's take one side at a time. Let's go with the negatives. Anti-porn.
Yes. Upon surfing the entries of Google on a fine evening, I discovered there are quite a few sides to this argument.
Many-faceted?
A many-faceted argument. A 20-sided die, if you will, of an argument surrounding porn. And a lot of the ones that are against it sort of take a addictive side to it. They see it as you know, they go dopamine and stuff and addiction and it's bad. You'll get hair on your palms.
Your eyes will melt.
You will be blind and everyone will not like you. You won't be able to spread butter effectively on bread anymore.
Or on faces.
Oh, you'll tear the bread as you spread the butter. That's the curse. I'd hate that curse. It's called the Coolidge effect.
All right.
It's the automatic response to novel mates. It's what might have started you down the road to getting hooked on internet porn. It's where they basically describe you start getting into porn and touching yourself, and a hand shandy, if you will, quote from Tim Minchin, God bless that man. It's when someone gets so addicted to porn that they can't be satisfied by sex anymore, and they differentiate relationships from sex because of masturbation, and they cannot be satisfied by women anymore. They actually identify this strictly with males. That was the interesting thing I found.
Well, to be honest, the only cases I've heard of have been males.
Well, they say that the reason for this is that men, psychological and physical arousal is intertwined together, and porn is seen as an individual thing. They watch a porn video, masturbate, get an orgasm, and are done. Among women, psychological and physical arousal is not necessarily linked. For women, porn is more of a social thing. I don't know what the article means by that.
I don't agree with... Well, okay, I was reading an article, and it was written by a woman. It said she watches porn, but she made it very clear that was a thing she did because she enjoyed it for herself.
Yeah.
And she did talk about it with her girlfriends on occasion, but a lot of them were very uncomfortable.
Well, I know a lot of guys who... I am not one of them. I don't get it. I think all men should be ashamed by watching porn. It just seems like that's how it should...
I don't.
I think you don't... No, you shouldn't be ashamed, but you shouldn't openly talk about it. I feel like talking about the porn you watch is kind of weird.
I wouldn't even have most of my friends if I didn't talk about porn. Like, seriously, it just strengthens it strengthens a friendship, in my opinion. But let's be very serious. Porn addiction, it is a real thing. Like, even Terry Crews earlier this year came out and said he had suffered, like, not on the same level, but since he was 12, an addiction to porn.
Right.
And it almost ruined his marriage.
It can be a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
I think it is important to draw the line between addiction and compulsion, though.
Yes, that's very true. And a lot of the people, what they say, this article says other side effects to watching too much porn are you have problems getting or keeping an erection, you experience delayed ejaculation, you masturbate more with porn than without, which isn't really a side effect, I don't think. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
I agree. I see what they mean, but not really a side effect. You don't get as excited masturbating without porn than with. Kind of on the same point there. You find yourself developing fetishes and sexual thoughts regarding matters you would not have encountered without internet porn.
Okay.
Sure.
I can see where that comes because there are a lot of things.
Sense.
There are a lot of things that you probably wouldn't know about if not for porn.
Well, I never pictured Captain America naked until I went onto that one website.
Oh, Rule 34. It's a great
I go on there with my friends, and it's so weird. We found the Lion King, and God, that scarred me.
No.
You have a decreased libido. You are depressed, fatigue, experience low energy levels, and have no satisfaction in life. Real women do not arouse you as much as the ones you see on the internet. You experience irrational anxieties when you think about sex, and you find porn more exciting than having sex with another human being. Those 4 ones kind of lost me.
Bias is a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that kind of is the tone.
Bias and agendas, they're a wonderful thing for argument, I think.
I get the tone of someone who is very mad about porn wrote this.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't think they're actually educated about porn.
They've taken very much to one side of the argument.
Yes.
Rather than be unbiased and focus on it all, because they have proven to be good things about porn.
Yeah, definitely, which we will discuss in a sec. But, of course, with everything controversial comes an opinion from Bono. So we're going to hear a little bit of U2 now with Babyface. You listen to Loony Poony on Sin Nation. And now...
Weird sex fact.
For men, sex burns between 100 and 200 calories on average. For women, ironically, 69 calories.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I am not even kidding.
I mean, that
on
depends.
average. On average.
On average. No. Who measured that?
Who cares?
Did a guy go, excuse me, ladies, I'm a dietitian. I need you for sex and I need to measure your calories. And they all went, sure, doctor.
For science.
He walked in with a syringe. Quick, I need you. Then pulled out a pack of condoms.
So on the other side of that, we're going to keep talking about, of course, the good, bad, and the poony around pornography, but measuring the benefits, the good side of this one. Now, obviously, the industry itself is a bit shady. It can so easily be exploited.
Oh.
But the thing about pornography is that it does benefit, I think, particularly teenagers.
It's a family thing. It's really a family. It can benefit people of any age.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted in myself right now.
Yeah,
But
you didn't have to say that. But I think the good thing about pornography is well, first of all, it's so funny.
It is. It
On
is
average.
absolutely hilarious.
It's its own art form. You're laughing. I am dead serious.
I like when it takes itself seriously, and then it just fails.
See, I like when it doesn't. They're like, we know what people are expecting, so what's the worst pun we can use in this name?
Yes. Oh yeah. That's when you bring your mates over,
like,
and you're like, guys, look at this. Let's laugh at this.
I appreciate anything that involves puns, like on such an artistic level. It's like, I've never watched it, but Game of Bones, it was just waiting to happen.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. There are so many good ones. The Da Vinci's Load, Schindler's Fist.
That's not cool.
They're just absolutely...
They're everywhere. We'll get more on that later, trust me. But
we will.
Look, in my many years of research on this topic, look, I'm not ashamed of it.
Years of experience in the industry.
Yeah. The main thing about porn is that it goes hand in hand with masturbation, which is too commonly regarded as a bad thing.
See, I've got to come in here and say...
You got to come in here?
Damn it! I walked into that.
That's just as bad.
That could be
just as bad.
I've got to say, I've got about... most of the time, if not all of the time, the only time I've actually ever looked at porn was to laugh at it. Sometimes most of the time, it's with a friend. Other times I stumble across it, laugh at it, and then go do something else.
I have done that, but no,
but it goes both ways.
The average teenage boy and young adults, I've watched my fair share. But it does, it promotes masturbation, and to paraphrase Woody Allen, masturbation is just sex with someone you love. Which is I think is really nice.
It makes me love myself.
I know.
It makes you love yourself.
It does. But there are countless studies on the benefits of masturbation.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are... It is multifaceted. Like, there was I read an article that said there's been a decrease in some people who would be prone to committing sex crimes because of porn, or it helps some people let go and relax and, kind of have a bit of a stress relief.
Well, that's the thing, it is a stress relief.
Have a little bit of fun without hurting anyone but themselves when they overdo it.
Well, that's the thing, you're not going to spread any STIs.
No, although you will scar your mother if she walks in on you.
And possibly blind her, depending on what time she walks in.
Oh.
And the angle.
No.
But if you do it, but no more. No, that's why danger wanking is a bad idea.
Thank you, Josh Taylor.
But if you're smart about it and you know when and where to go about it,
and why?
Not the kitchen. I'll tell you that. Not hygienic.
Are you like making food in part of it? You're mixing it up. Mum walks in, you're holding a wheel of cheese. It's not what it looks like.
Hey, when you're single, you still got to spice up your sex life.
You're telling me.
But the most obvious thing it does it promotes the release of endorphins.
And dopamine.
And dopamine. And it also produces...
biology.
Oxytocin. If you're in pain, just jack it.
You're like,
I'm dead serious.
You're running track. Sprained your leg, quick.
No, you say that.
Why is Jacob running away so... Oh my God.
But it's A, it's natural pain relief, and B, it does reduce headaches and muscle aches.
Oh.
Physios have actually prescribed masturbation for people who get cramps in their legs.
Wow. That's interesting. I have not had that from my physio.
Well, I've never had cramps in my legs, so I haven't had that problem. But
I've been to physios and they're like, you need to exercise. And I'm like, dang nabbit.
Dude, I don't do any arm exercise. You think I got this tone from weights? No.
You think I got this tone from doing anything? No, seriously though, I did. I'm kidding. Wait, this could be like a sex pun. This could be a masturbation pun. Sadly, I just ruined the pun. That could be.
But we did all.
We ruined it. We just did an anticlimax. A comedic anticlimax.
Come on. You're going to talk about climax now?
Well, yeah, okay. That's taking...
Still on masturbation, on topic. Did you actually know it also improves the immune system?
No. Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Who said that?
Multiple studies.
Really?
I didn't read them.
With multiple studies, someone goes, achoo, and then like run into the bathroom, come out and go, wow, I feel good. I feel my nose.
Cleared.
Cleared right up.
But it does also, it reduces your risk of prostate cancer.
Actually, this leads back to our first episode. If you sneeze because you've got the flu and have a hand shandy, it will improve the experience.
Yes.
That was our first sex fact. That was referential. We've like reached a new tier.
You're right, guys. That's the end of the
comedy.
show. We're never coming back. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
But seriously, it does also prevent the development. Well, can prevent the development of prostate cancer.
That is true.
Obviously, constantly creating sperm. Do you know there's actually enough sperm in a single man to impregnate every female on Earth?
I've got to get to work. I've got up now.
That's if you're shooting one sperm into each woman, and it works.
That's some true gunslinger skill right there.
Right.
That is disgusting.
But obviously, with the build up of constant sperm, like a regular ejaculation is just going to stop that from happening. You got to flush out the system.
That's true. It has been proven, and they did advertise it for a while.
Yeah, and well, I think if you're on the internet anyway, you might as well read up some facts before you get on the judge. Like, you know what? I feel good about this now. About to feel even better. Loony Poony on Sin Nation. That was the J. Geels Band with Centerfold.
Sorry, I was continuing that song because it is a great song.
It is so good and topical.
Yes, very topical. All of our music is topical.
I'm working really hard with that.
You are. I am impressed greatly.
Thank you.
Greatly impressed.
Oh,
round of applause.
Okay.
We'll have an awards ceremony after episode 11.
Yay.
Best music, Jacob. Yay. It's only me in the audience. Yay. And then I get back to host.
Well, you better have some pom-poms.
Dude, I've got the best pom-poms. You don't even know.
Awesome.
Me in a cheerleading outfit.
Still talking about porn. There is a lot of stigma that goes with it, I think.
Yes, there is. By the people, by consumers, makers, and haters.
Haters who probably haven't actually consumed all that much.
Yeah, well, it's like, hey, it comes back to taste. You're into it. Some people aren't into it. Completely get it. It is
that's
completely fine.
At the end of the day, I do think it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, it is.
Watching porn is very different to having sex. Sometimes I prefer to just have some me time with a computer. That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Or at least I'll keep telling myself that.
I keep telling myself, it's okay if you're not interested in anything. Some people just like to eat cheese, and I'm like, okay, cool, as I sit there eating cheese. It's a great life. It's a great life.
Yeah. And some people don't have access to cheese. Someone's not having access to porn.
Oh, man, if I had no access to cheese, what would I do? So, porn isn't... cheese isn't like an innuendo. I'm talking like real cheese here.
Oh, okay.
I would be lost without cheese. All right, let's bring this back.
Yes.
It is one of the... There are many stigmas, and it is, again, as we've said, a multifaceted
I think
side.
one of the most common ones is that it's considered an evil thing, which I can totally understand. It's a very exploitable industry. Extremely,
and it is extremely volatile, and there are many, many cases of illegal activities surrounding it, and there have been many serious cases of people being defamed publicly and innocent people being pulled into situations that are completely and absolutely atrocious and should never occur to anyone.
And and it doesn't. Okay, so the most common one obviously being young girl wants to become actress and signs on porn deal because she thinks that's a stepping stone.
Or the cases of guys posting photos of people without their knowledge is also happens.
Well, yeah, I was literally just talking about legal because they would have signed waivers and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for Sybil Kikili.
Yes.
That's one case.
True.
Go Sybil.
Woo. It is there are many conversations around it, and a lot of the because I only really researched the health side of it and what people believe it has the effects on young males. They said things like they won't enjoy sex and stuff like that. The opinions are interesting, and I expected to find a lot more arguments of it's sinful and bad, but I guess that's kind of archaic now. and they don't really focus on that.
I think it does. I think it's covered.
It is. It has been said many times before.
I actually was reading today. There's actually an app now for people to help get over their pornography addictions. I think it's called Victory, the Victory app.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I was like, that's really cool. And then I watched the ad, and it was all about sin and the devil and hell. I'm like, you've turned off a lot of people just by saying that. I understand that that's obviously where you're getting the idea from, but...
Yeah, and some people, again, would be, I guess, they like that.
Yeah,
that's their thing. And
look,
that's cool.
I'm a Catholic myself, but I find that sort of advertising very off-putting.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a 19-year-old male. I've got, my opinion means very little.
But no, it's good that they actually have that there, and it looks to be a very very well developed app. Like
That's great.
it's got your own journal where you can log what days of victory or like any weaknesses you might have. It's got ideas of what can trigger you. It's got sections where you can write down your triggers, and you can have up to 3 accountability friends where if you feel like you need to watch porn, you can send them a message and then they can help you out. Like, they give you a call or anything
there should be that for more addictions.
Definitely.
I think that's great.
I think it's a really well developed app.
Yeah. And that is great. And we were talking about in the break the stigmas that are around porn and then sex, because a lot of the argument now is that if you watch too much porn before you're exposed to sex, you'll then believe that sex is how they portray it in porn, and that will lead you to
so many impossible angles.
Then they'll say that, you'll never be... I mean, if you've ever even looked at porn, realistically, there is no way you can do half of those things without some kind of training as an acrobat in a circus.
Isn't doggy style just the greatest thing? It looks good on there. It's easy to do in the bedroom. It's so great.
There was actually a favourite comedian of mine who was talking about sex scenes in movies, and he said there was like a bit where they were doing a position where he's just like, no, in no way that would ever be possible. It was, you didn't see anything because it was a movie, but it was shot from the waist up. She was against the wall facing him, he was facing her, she was slightly above him, and that's how we're going with it. And he's like, what?
Were her legs down or raised?
Down.
No.
And it's like, is it curved upwards like a pipe?
Hey, I've seen worse sexual positions. I mean, Tommy Wiseau humping a hip. Hey, if that works.
Tommy Wiseau, a god, I mean, that's a god, not a man. That's why. Let's face it.
So I make my own place.
He's like, I do this my way.
Oh, that's something I never want to think about again.
They're so good. I
have not heard enough of them.
No, I will never hear enough of them. I firmly believe.
I literally only know 2 songs, but they're great.
I think I know 3, and one of them only vaguely.
Yeah. Now it's time for a little game we like to call Porn or Movie.
And the crowd goes wild.
This is where I rattle off a few titles, and Aiden has to guess if it is a porn or a legitimate movie.
This is going to really test my IMDb knowledge.
Last time we played, I think you got 3.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. It is surprisingly difficult.
That's why I'm on this side of the game.
When we brainstormed this game, I was like, all right, it'll be fine. It'll be easy. I was so wrong.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
First one, Wasteland.
That's a movie.
That is a porno.
Oh, what? Ooh, is it zombies?
I don't know. I don't care.
I hope it's not zombies.
I did limited research on that one.
Ew.
5 Fingers.
That's too good to be a porno. That's a movie.
That is a movie.
Although, I mean, that's a porno waiting
to happen, isn't it? All right. Ruggles of Red Gap.
Ruggles of Red Gap. Well, it depends on what a ruggle is. A porno.
That's a movie.
Oh, come on. Someone's red gap, that should be a porno, damn it.
You know what? Most of these are probably parodies being made anyway.
Yeah.
Rule 34, guys. Dream Quest.
That's a movie, isn't it?
It's a porno.
Oh, come on. What is it about? People like Freddy Krueger gets all like flirty.
You know what? Here I was going for like some sort of parody of Stardust or one of those sorts of movies.
Like Never-Ending Story.
Or like Inkheart or something. I don't know.
Oh,
but no,
Brendan
you
Fraser.
had to go and make it a horror movie. Well done, Aiden.
It might not be horror because he's. I don't know.
It's Freddy Krueger. What do you think's gonna happen? Foreplay begins. She just dies.
I'm picturing it. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, okay. The 400 blows.
Oh, come on. This is why this game is unfair. That's too good to be a porno movie.
Yes, it is a movie. Well done.
Although, I mean, come on here.
Yeah, most of them have probably also been redone. Angel Blade.
Movie.
Porn.
Oh, come on. It sounds like it could be a Blade sequel.
Or like spin-off or something.
Yeah.
Featuring the cast of Buffy.
Angel Blade. Hang on. It's a porno?
What? Yeah. Don't think about it.
I'm not going to
Don't, listeners out there, do not think about that. Oh God, do not think about that.
Listen, disclaimer to audience. Do not think about this.
Alright. The Ginger Effect.
Movie.
Porno.
Oh.
You're on 2 so far.
Come on, this is unfair.
Alright. Come Fill the Cup.
That's a movie.
That is a movie.
See, I can tell when it's actually really bad, because then it's a movie.
Alright. Debbie Does Dallas.
That's a movie.
That's a porno.
Oh, wait, is Dallas the place or Dallas the lovely neighbor?
The entire state. Sorry, city. It's a city.
Yes, it is a city.
In Texas.
Yes.
But, you know,
it could be the ruggedly handsome man across the street.
That's still a lot of people.
Oh,
all right,
Debbie.
Last one.
What will she do next? I don't want to know.
Austin.
Oh, she takes Texas, damn it. She's going to conquer the world.
No, so you got to go for all the Texan cities that also sound like names. You got Dallas, and then you've got Austin.
And then all of the rest.
Houston.
I don't know America, so.
They're the 3 cities in Texas that I know, and they're all names of people.
Well, I guess you could make any name a people. All
right, last one. You've got 3 out of 9. See if you can make it 4.
All right.
1 hour with you.
That sounds like either a rom-com or a savage porn about a innocent game at a 13-year-old's birthday party that went savagely wrong.
That sounds so illegal.
That was actually very specific, so you're probably going to now question my history. I'm going to go porno.
Movie, you got 3 out of 10. Oh, that is a shameful way to play that game. All time we have for today, Aiden.
Yeah. Oh,
another
it's always
show.
Heartbreaking.
Another show over and done with. Make sure you tune in next week at 5 o'clock. We'll be right back here with some more killer tunes.
And some sick jokes.
As always.
We're going to be talking about etiquette, dating etiquette, and social etiquette. So if you have any great notable stories, send it to us
via our Facebook page,
which is @LoonyPoonySin. Our Twitter is also @LoonyPoonySin, or you can email us, which is loonypoonysin@gmail.com.
I did not know we had. We had an email address. That's good to know. So yeah, looking forward to all your feedback. And as always, have a great week. We'll catch you back same time, same place, same channel, same planet.
That
next
was
week.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much for listening.